Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Kim with K Montes Art Studio, and today I have a quick video of all of my favorite books. And I've noticed that a lot of artists have been posting their favorite books, their favorite art books, and I figured I share a couple of mine. So some quick background about me. I have what is classified as dyslexia. My diagnosis is considered to be a severe case. I also have dysgraphia, ADHD, and a couple other learning disabilities. So reading is actually very hard for me, and I still love it. So I was diagnosed actually when I was in college, and I had no idea that I had these learning disabilities until I was probably 19 or 20. And it made a world of a difference. It made sense why I didn't like reading as a kid, but I loved books. I always wanted to be that kid that was constantly reading and doing things with books and just enjoying all the stories that were told while reading a book. So I couldn't figure it out. I would try to read books and it just couldn't stay. I couldn't retain the information. I struggled with words. I also struggle a lot with spelling, even at my current age, 33. There are words that I can spell every day and still get them wrong. So I don't know how that works or what it is in my brain that works differently. But I can, it's hard to explain. So I can know the word and I can use it every day, but still get it wrong. And it's just something about like not being able to see the letters in my head that really throw me off. So I don't, however, use that as a crutch to get me through all the books that I've gotten through. So disclaimer, some of these books I'm still currently reading. You'll see the bookmarkers, but I'm still recommending them because either I've been wanting to read them or I really am enjoying them as we speak. So with all of that being said, here is my stack of books that I highly recommend. So in no particular order, I guess we can start with this stack first over here. I just grabbed my favorite books off the shelf and the ones that I've referenced a lot for art. This one here, The Secret Lives. So you'll notice if I say certain words wrong, my apologies in advance. I still struggle with saying things out loud. With all of that being said, when I read in my head, I read faster and more comprehensively. I don't understand how that works, but it's just how it works. Anyway, so if I do say something wrong, please leave it in the comment below. Don't be mean. Anyways, The Secret Lives of Colors by Casey St. Clair. I just started reading this book maybe last month. Clearly I didn't get far, page 13, but I've been dying to read this book. And this book is about color theory. She pretty much breaks down the story of each color. And I haven't gotten very far, but just reading the introduction has been very interesting. And I have been enjoying it thus far. So that is The Secret Lives of Color. Plantopedia is one of my favorite plant books to reference. I love the illustration. I love the way that things are drawn in sort of a realistic but stylistic way. And I have referenced this book several times. So along with the stylized way, they also have physical pictures. So, or am I confusing this with my other book? Yep, I'm confusing this with my other book. No, I'm not. So in some of the pages, you'll see that they have illustrated leaves, and I really love to reference these. But you'll see in the other book as to why I'm confusing the two, because they are a little similar in some way. But I just love to reference the book. So this is the image on the front cover and how they stylized the actual image of the plant. So I love that. So that's Plantopedia. So Petals or Petal is written and illustrated, I'm assuming, by Adriana Picker. The World of Flowers Through an Artist's Eyes. It is an amazing book. I got this at Longwood Gardens. Kind of pricey, $37 in American dollars, but the pages are so beautiful, like very well illustrated. Things are stylized but still informative. I've referenced this book for one of my sketchbook drawings, and I can place that here. I can't remember exactly which image I used. Oh, I actually I didn't reference a protea, but I did get inspired to get a protea and sort of replicate in some ways her style in watercolor. But anyways, this is Petal, and it has so many great illustrations. All right, so the next book is Andrew Wyeth, Memory and Magic, and this book I got at the thrift bargain bookstore for $35. So this one was a little bit pricier because it is a newer book. At the bargain store, originally it was priced at $49.95, so practically $50. So I saved a couple bucks, but I love Andrew's work. He's an artist from Pennsylvania, and this particular bookstore has like an entire commemoration to him and his work around Pennsylvania. So I love his style. I love how he uses different mediums. I believe he mostly sticks to oil, but he does do watercolor and a couple other things I can't exactly remember. Yeah, he has a really great way of studying light and form. Hopper's Place by Gail Levine at the bargain bookstore for $5. And you can see the original price on the other side, $10.95. And this is actually the artist that does a lot of home paintings. And I believe this book is about Gail actually replicating the physical location with photography. So here we have Hopper's original painting, and here we have Gail's photo of that original spot. So I think the concept of this book is seeing where Hopper painted most of these landscape pictures. We have Barclay, another person that is well known for their architectural painting and drawing. And I also got this book at the bargain store. And that bargain store is called, I'm completely blanking on the name. Anyways, it'll come to me afterwards. So I just really wanted to get different books that showed architecture. I love painting doors. I love painting interiors, exteriors. Oh, and shout out to today's socks of the day are these little flower florals. So yeah, that's this book. Very informative. Two very antique books that I found at the bargain store. Oh, yes, the place is called Book Barn in Westchester, Pennsylvania. So the Book Barn has the biggest collection of antique books I've ever seen. I am so in love with that building. They have 5 floors. It's always been a book barn. They've always sold books. I think it's been in business for over 200 years. And I just love that place. So anyways, I got these and I was so impressed by these books. So I got Leonardo da Vinci and Van Gogh's drawings, and they pretty much like have every drawing, well, not every drawing that he ever did, but every original sketch and idea that he had for, his final paintings. So it was really interesting to see this, and I think this book was published a long time ago. Yep, it was published 1962. So these books are officially the same age as my mom, 60 years old. Wow. Same thing with the Van Gogh. I didn't even know the Van Gogh, it's probably terrible, that he did, a lot of sketches before he did his final paintings, which I think is a fantastic thing to do. Okay, so moving into the second stack of books. So this first book is not necessarily an art book, but I thought it was very helpful to see things from a different perspective. The Rules of the Red Rubber Ball. And it's illustrated, also very graphic. So I really enjoy this book. It's very fun, a quick read, very inspirational. And I think it is based on sports. Yeah, it's an ESPN book. And I really enjoyed the little quick message. You can, kind of grab it if you need some extra inspiration. I really enjoyed that little read. Creativity Sucks is hands down my favorite art book of all time. Like, I'm almost done my book. Like, shout out to Katie Mai for her cute little bookmarks. But you can basically see I'll be done this book probably in 2 days. Anyways, I've been reading this book for some time because it takes me some time to get through books, as you all know. But the same way I keep constant paintings going is the same way I keep my books going. So, I have several books that I'm reading at the same time to keep my focus going. So creativity sucks. I been like dreading wanting to finish this, so it could be the reason why I've been slowly reading it. But it by far is one of the most recommended books. If you don't get any book on this list, you must get Creativity Sucks, because it is so informative to new artists, to aspiring artists, to artists that have been artists for years and are in a rut. I just love everything that Phil has to say. He talks about his own experiences. It's amazing. Must read. So, my book list would not be complete without a Frida Kahlo book, whether that be a book about her history, a book about all of her paintings, but most especially her diary. It's probably one of my favorites. I referenced this book several times just to understand how to get loose, just to, find some inspiration. She does write her book in Spanish because it is her journal and also her sketchbook. They do translate it in the back of the book, so for those that do not speak Spanish, you still have the opportunity to understand it in English. I just love how vibrant she would paint. And this was her sketchbook. Like, I would love to create my sketchbook into a book form so that others can see. But she like poured her heart out into this book. Like, some of the things in here are a little dark. I didn't fully read every single entry. So that's the good thing about this book, is that you can pick an entry and kind of turn to that page and understand what she was saying at that moment. And also you'll see that like some of her things bleed through. So you see this page, she has some bleed through from her drawings. I'm not sure what happened here. It could be the ink transfer from that page, but it gives you the authenticity of the actual sketchbook. So I really enjoyed this book. My next book is this photographic guide to Native Northern American trees. I enjoy landscapes, as you all know, but learning about the things that I paint. First off, I love landscapes, I love trees, I love plants, I love flowers, and I just love understanding what I am painting. And this book does an amazing job. I actually reference this image for a color pencil sketch that I am working on, and I can show you guys. It makes a great reference to be able to understand. So like, I directly sort of mocked or replicated the composition, but did a little different style. But yeah, I enjoy referencing different plant books, understanding, like where they come from, how the bark would look, different places. Like, how cool is this location? So subtle and minimal. So that's trees. And I've been doing a terrible job at letting you know the authors, so hopefully you can pause the video and notice the author, but this is Grace Moore. This book here, Sarah Berman's Closet, is a very quick read, very well illustrated. It's by Maria Coleman and Alex Coleman. And I got it, read it the same day because it's so short. And I was in tears. I never had a book that was art related that brought me to tears like this book did. She pretty much writes about her journey through life, and I can't even give away the story, but it's such a beautiful book, very well put together. I mean, the pieces of art in here are amazing. The story is beautiful. It's just so funny to me that this entire book is about a closet, but it's about her story and what the closet meant to her. And oh my goodness, I'm probably going to read it after I'm done this because it's so cute. But you can see how short of a read it is. Like, it's pretty much one sentence, two sentences per page. Definitely recommend this book. All right, so we're at the final few in my stack, and these last few are sort of random but very informative as usual. So we have The Art of Getting Started. I actually got this book for free. I can't remember who gave it to me, but it's a fun little book that pretty much gives you little prompts to get started. Little activities. When I first got it, I was entertained by it. I just thought it was fun. I think, things that are illustrated in this way can be interesting, and just like randomly taking a book, oh, I need some inspiration, and you open it to this page, and let's say you want to work on this prompt in your journal or your sketchbook. That's how I see these books. I don't think these books are necessarily something that you need to read from front to back. It's more so like, I need inspiration, let me grab this book, I'm gonna open up to this page. So like this exact page, where are you heading? Is it a place? Is it a feeling? Or a lifelong dream? You can create this into an entire book spread or a sketchbook spread, and get inspired. So that's how I see these type of books. And I have a few other books that didn't make the cut, but similar to that. Okay, so moving on. How to Be an Artist by Jerry Saltz. I love this book. I've read it faster than normal because it was just so juicy to get through. It was also very easy to me as a person with dyslexia. I love books that are very easy to get through, only because I struggle so much with reading. So whenever my brain can, see a picture and then read a page, and see in certain situations where like I see a little bit of color like this helps so much. Like even if it's just that one little letter I, or just these like numbers on the page, I don't know, it just helps to distract and like helps me actually refocus. I can't explain to you how that works, but just having little moments of color or picture in the book. Oops, can't show that page. So just having little moments of color of in pictures, in the book helps to really get through. So the way he does his book is pretty much creates different categories. And each of those categories, he explains how to be a better artist or how to be an artist. Arts Inc. This book, I loved it so much that I got it twice. So actually, funny story. When I was younger, I was painting, actually plein air painting, and I managed to get things taken from my car, unfortunately. And this book was in one of my bags, along with a sketchbook and a lot of other art materials, all gone, including my iPad. Somehow my iPad made its way back to me. Thankfully, somebody found it. Long story short, this book was in there, and I was very upset that it was gone. Good thing nothing valuable was lost other than like the iPad at the time, which was now it's irrelevant because it's outdated. But I did end up getting that back. Long story short, Art Inc. is an amazing book. So I did read this twice. And this is one of those books that you can always refer back to because they let you know different things, even though eventually it will become outdated when you read some of the like internet categories that they have. I think they talk about Tumblr in here at one point, and Tumblr is no longer, sadly, I think. But it's still very informative to today's time. It talks about like creating physical work, how other artists have done it, planning your prints, etc. Basically, it's the business guide to becoming an artist in a fun way. All right, last two books. Matisse in 50 Works. I love Matisse's work. I love how he illustrates and how he paints. This book was also purchased. Did I get this at the regular bookstore? I think I got this at the regular bookstore in the bargain section. So yeah, so I got this at the regular bookstore, and if you don't have a Matisse book, I definitely recommend getting a Matisse book. The way he paints and gives you an idea of looseness and freeform and understanding, light and figures. I don't know, he just does an amazing job at having different styles, yet being unique to himself all at once, which is great for those artists that feel that they can't find their style but they have multiple different types of styles. Matisse is a great artist to reference because you can see as I flip through the pages how each picture is completely different than the last. I mean, come on. So that's Matisse in 50 works. Okay, so last but not least, I have the watercolor journeys create your own travel sketchbook. So this book I got at the book barn for $6 and it's categorized as an art how-to. And this book is one, very fun for referencing different works, different styles, and two, very fun to reference if you're interested in creating a sketchbook. So he talks about how to view certain things, how to create your sketches first. It's really informative, based on landscapes more so than not landscapes, on plein air more than other things. But I mean, come on, look at these pictures. He even creates like how to's. I'm over here saying he, I don't even know. Richard. Anyways, I don't want to assume. But they do a great job at explaining different things. Like, even just this picture alone, like, if I just got that, I would love it. But, like, he gets very detailed. All right, so that is the conclusion of my art books. I hope to create one more video before the end of the year. I am super excited for next year to come, and I really do hope to have my shop up and running in the next couple of weeks. We'll see. But until then, like and subscribe and leave your comments down below and let me know what you think and what's your favorite art book. Talk to you soon. Bye.